You don't want to miss this one. We sit down today with Adam Barker, a former super yacht crew member, now full-time property investor who earns £5,000 a month in passive income using the BRR strategy and social housing contracts.
Joined a 80-metre super yacht with 23 other crew and worked for a Russian billionaire for 3 years, travelling the world. So I left yachting after about the third year. I had some cash saved up from everything I'd have earned. I'd done nothing in property before, I'd never refurbed anything, and I knew I wanted to be hands-on, I wanted to be doing something physical. So I thought, yeah, let's go for it, let's go and have a look. It was a BRR, so I finished it in November last year. It was an all money out deal, bar about £15,000. And from picking the keys up to having money back in the bank was about 4.5 months. When learning about social housing, I was like, well, that is the perfect strategy for me. So I just again dialed in on the social housing and I managed to get a 5-year contract for £2,500 a month, completely passive income.
From flipping a derelict beach hotel at 21 to raising finance through Instagram.
We met the owner and he said, oh, why are you looking at this project? You need to come and have a look at the beach house. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a fun project, the beach house. I had half the year to be working on property and half the year offshore. I'd come home for those 3 weeks, go straight to the Isle of Wight with a van full of tools and materials and slowly renovate this house.
Wow.
And it took me 2.5 years. That would have been that unicorn deal, which would have been an all money out plus some BRR, which now earns me £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 a month quite passively.
Adam shares how he built a portfolio, scaled through joint ventures, and uses property to fuel his ultimate goal, spending time with his daughter.
After joining the academy, I was like, how is everyone scaling up their businesses? Like, I'm doing it one at a time now. I started zoning in on kind of raising capital, looking at joint venturing with people, partnering up with others. I'm a full-time dad to my beautiful little 7-year-old girl. She is adorable. She is absolutely everything to me. So creating that time is number one.
Raising finance, structuring joint venture deals, and building powerful agent relationships.
Hello and welcome to Samuel Leeds Success Stories. Today I'm sitting with Adam Barker. Hi, Adam. Welcome.
Afternoon. How are you?
Afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So I'm really excited to sit down with you because I keep seeing all of your stuff on Instagram and I love hearing more about what you're doing. So why don't we start with when you were 19, floating around the oceans? What was that about?
Gallivanting around the world on a yacht. Yeah. So I have to confess, I'm not a very good academic, as in like paperwork style. I'm much more physical, hands-on. So I knew that uni wasn't the right course for me. So I left college, having failed my A-levels. I went to a maritime academy, which was on the Isle of Wight on the south coast. And I got all my tickets to go and work away on a yacht. So at the age of 19, I flew to the south of France and joined a 80-metre super yacht with 23 other crew.
Come on.
And worked for a Russian billionaire for 3 years, travelling the world. So
wow.
a crazy start to the career, yeah.
What were the biggest things that you learned from that experience?
Oh, gosh. I think action taking, to be honest, because I didn't actually have that job before flying to the south of France. I literally flew to the south of France with, 30 CVs in my rucksack and walked up and down the dock every morning with a CV trying to find a job. So yeah, I didn't know what the next step was going to be, but unless you take that first step, you're never going to know what step 2 is, right? So
that's right. And I've never met anybody who's done that. So do you live on the yacht? I mean, what are your job responsibilities?
Yeah, so you're basically running the yacht, whether the boss, the owner is there or not. It was a privately owned boat by a Russian family, and they probably flew out 3 or 4 times a year.
Okay.
So the rest of the year, there's 24 crew maintaining this family's boat for them. It's essentially a toy, a luxury toy. But the one weekend they might want to be in Singapore, and then 2 weeks later they might want to be in France. So it's just,
wow,
it's crazy.
And so what did you specifically do? Like, were you the captain?
Oh, I wish I was the captain.
Captain Barker.
They wouldn't have let me do that at 19, I don't think. No, I was working on deck, so there was a part of deck crew. We looked after all the toys on board, maintained the outside of the boat, and
Was it physical, laborious?
Yeah, it was long
work?
days in hot countries.
Yeah.
But you're rewarded for your work, should we say, financial, and obviously you're traveling the world for free, right? So
right. And then property. So how did that happen?
So I left yachting after about the third year. I had some cash saved up from everything I'd have earned. And my dad at the time, he said we should go to, dad at the time doesn't make sense, my dad.
Yeah.
On year 3, when I left yachting, I had a pocket full of cash basically from 3 years of saving every euro that I earned. And came back and I kind of was a bit lost after yachting. What shall I do? And I knew I wanted to be hands-on. I wanted to be doing something physical. So my dad suggested going to the Isle of Wight and looking at it was a pub that had permission for 2 flats.
Okay.
And at this time I was 21. I'd done nothing in property before. I'd never refurbed anything, but I knew I was hands-on. I was willing to learn. So I thought, yeah, let's go for it. Let's go and have a look. We met the owner and he said, oh, why are you looking at this project? You need to come and have a look at the beach house. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a fun project, the beach house.
Sign me up for the beach house.
Yeah, sign me up for that. So essentially the beach house was half a derelict hotel, about 50 meters from the beach.
Oh my gosh.
And I bought half the hotel. So this guy had split the hotel in half. I bought one half. A lady from London bought the other half.
So like title split. Great.
Yeah.
And so what did you do with this beach house? Half hotel?
Well, I was at the time, at that age, working as a captain, driving smaller boats. But I was working 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off. So I had half the year to be working on property and half the year offshore. So I'd come home for those 3 weeks, go straight to the Isle of Wight with a van full of tools and materials and slowly renovate this house.
Wow.
And it took me 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. But at the time, the numbers were crazy for a 21-year-old. Not a clue what I was doing in property at the time. But
so how much did you purchase it for?
I paid 106.5 in cash pre-auction.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It took me a while to renovate it. I probably spent 80 to 100 grand on that place, and then it sold for 335.
Oh my Lanta.
Yeah, so tax-free because it was my own house.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tax-free income, big payday after a couple of years of graft.
Yeah. Did you know those numbers were going to be that good?
No.
What did you think the numbers were going to be?
Well, I mean, it was a safe purchase anyway because I got it so cheap. Yeah. And even at the age of 21, looking online to see what houses were worth there, I knew that it was going to be a good project. If I was going to sell it, I wasn't going to be in the negative. And this was my first ever property I bought. So at the time, I was like, this is a safe purchase.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be that big.
What is it worth now?
Oh, I'd hate to know. Do you know what? They always say don't have any regrets in life. My only regret in life is selling that house.
I know.
The lady that bought the other half, she's earning 3.5 grand a week at the moment for Airbnb. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy money. Yeah.
I've never been to the Isle of Wight. What is it like?
It's a slow pace of life, beautiful, stunning, on the beach within 30 seconds. It's amazing.
And is it like, does it run the same as the UK in terms of legalities?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only 25 minutes on a ferry from Southampton. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a tiny little island off the south coast.
Oh,
it's
well,
beautiful.
Next time I go to Southampton to see you,
we'll go over for a
have
trip.
To go. Yeah.
And we're going to have a look at the beach house.
Yeah,
it's still standing, so I must have built it half right.
All right, so that was your first property. Were you in the academy at the time, or this was before?
No, this was 10 years ago, 11 years ago now. Yeah.
Right, okay.
So I started young.
So then what happened? You flipped this beautiful property.
Yeah, so I flipped it, and I should have at that point realised the potential in property and gone all in. But I didn't. I was still working on boats at that time. So I finished that property. I'd just come back from working in Madagascar.
What? Really?
Yeah, so that was another crazy project. But I hadn't really, the penny never dropped that property was going to be my thing full time. So I carried on.
What were you doing in Madagascar?
It's in a little island called Reunion off Madagascar. And they have a road that runs the whole way around the island. Next to the road is about a 50-metre cliff straight up. And when the cliffs fall or break away, all the cars are being crushed at the bottom. So they rebuilt this road, but 200 meters out at sea on stilts.
Oh my god!
And I was responsible for getting all the technicians offshore to help build this bridge and then get them in safely at the end of the day again. So
how did you get qualified to do something like that?
A lot of exams.
Wow, good for you. All these things that I don't know. Okay. So then you were doing that in Madagascar. And then when did the penny drop?
Not for a long time after that. So I'd done another 2 flips after that alongside my job, just my own residential houses. And then I sold my last residential house I lived in last March. And I was in the process of closing a car business that I was running at the time.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Serious.
The car business is another whirlwind and another roller coaster.
I know. I came from the car business.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Over 20 years. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So I set up a bespoke car sourcing service for people that wanted to move from diesel or petrol to electric.
Oh, what does that mean?
So if you wanted to move over to an electric car, like driving a Tesla, you would put your trust and your finance in me, and I would go and find the perfect car for you, have it delivered to your driveway, hand it over to you, and help you with that process of moving over to an electric car.
Is that a big process?
Yeah, it is for someone that doesn't know what to buy. There's so many options out there now,
Yeah.
and it's an expensive purchase as well. So you want to make sure it's the right one for you and your family. And
Right.
yeah, me and my business partner helped people make that transition over to an electric car.
Oh, that's really interesting because you're right, actually, because you also need to set up a lot of the equipment too, right?
Yeah.
At the house.
Yeah, home chargers and range anxiety is a real thing. So
Range
helping people through that.
Yeah. All right. So when did you come into the academy?
Last March. So I sold my house. The money hit my account at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
This is your third flip.
This is my third flip.
Okay.
I then phoned the academy, having already done the crash course, and said, right, I'm in. Money's in the account. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then it was dialed in from that moment on. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like you were already able to create a bit of a career in property flipping. Why did you feel like you needed the academy?
Because I flipped the first three. That first house that I talked about, the beach house, that would have been that unicorn deal, which would have been an all money out plus some BRR, which now earns me $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month quite passively.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about those strategies at the time. I didn't know you could refinance properties, recycle cash. I didn't know anything like that until I saw one of Samuel's YouTube videos. And I was like, wait, hang on a minute. What? This strategy actually exists. It's crazy. That is my favorite strategy by far.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. And now that has completely changed the game. But yeah, education. I was doing those first three. I kind of knew what I was doing, but it was a bit of fly of the pants. Now it's very strategy based. Formulas, not feelings. And yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. So what kind of services did you enjoy most of being in the academy?
Oh, I think the training's amazing. I've learned so much, but the network for me is unbelievable. I've met investors, very close friends, JV partners. I'm now running one of the inner circles.
Yep.
So like the network, has been amazing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really great. So what were some of the hardest parts about it though? Because I know it's not easy. So at what point were you kind of like, oh, I hate this? Did you ever get to that point?
Not since I've been in the academy. I think I've got very high expectations of myself and I've got big goals.
Yeah.
And I'm very fast paced, quick action taking. So when something doesn't happen as fast as I want it to, that's tough. Like I want to hit my goals really quickly. So I think understanding that Rome wasn't built in a day and actually slow it down, make sure you're hitting all the right targets and stuff and crossing the T's and dotting the I's is super important. And that's worked for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're on property 4? Project
so
4?
I bought my fourth project about a month into the academy. That is a very funny story.
A month in?
Yeah, and I actually won it. I won the auction sitting in the lobby of my BRR training course.
Oh, really? At the Thistle?
At the Thistle Hotel.
That's
so
great.
within an hour of winning this property, Samuel had me on stage, microphone in hand. Yeah, it was a crazy day, yeah.
That's like surreal, isn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing, yeah. To be part of that group whilst winning a house, it was really cool.
Oh my gosh. So what did you buy the house for? Like what was the ticket price?
Yeah, so I paid $190 for it. It was an auction property, obviously. I paid auction fees. It was a back to brick refurb, so it was staircase out, all the walls back to brick. Yeah. New windows, doors, everything. But another thing I learned in the academy was how to structure these purchases. So I actually set up at the same time a renovations business. I went VAT registered. So everything I was buying, kitchens, bathrooms, paying tradesmen, all the VAT was coming back to me. So my refurb then became 20% cheaper overnight just by having that education on how to structure these purchases and setting your companies up right and stuff like this.
So you kind of like hired your own company.
Yeah, just cross-charged from one to the other. And
I hear other people, Samuel was just telling us this last week when he went to do the property tour. And he was saying this one particular, it's like a holiday let. There's like, I can't remember, maybe 13 to 16 cottages. And he's refurbing them right now. And he said, we're going to hire the management company, which is going to be Sue, hire the management company and then put all of the building through the management company. So it starts off as a deficit. So all of the income then, right? And it's all structured the way, like you never would know this until people say, hey, do it like this, right?
So that deal is where I got the advice from.
Oh, really?
That exact deal. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, which is crazy. So that's exactly what we did. I started the renovations business and put all the renovations through that. And then when you start renting a house out, your company's already starting at a $30,000 loss. So
amazing,
that's
right?
a great idea. Yeah, fantastic.
It all just works out.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So then this property, the fourth one, is it a flip? Are you refinancing it?
It was a BRR. So I finished it in November last year. It was an all money out deal, bar about £15,000. It's the first BRR I've ever done. So I was quite happy with that.
Yeah.
And from picking the keys up to having money back in the bank was about 4.5 months.
Wow, that's
It
fast.
was very, very quick.
Dude,
Yeah.
okay.
And then I learned about social housing, and I was like, okay, well, all these exit strategies are great, but my whole why is to get time freedom. So when learning about social housing, I was like, well, that is the perfect strategy for me. So I just, again, dialed in on the social housing, and I managed to get a 5-year contract for $2,500 a month, completely passive income.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've housed a lovely Ukrainian lady with 3 of her children.
Oh.
And it just, it was a really wholesome ending to my first BRR project, my first project on the Academy. So,
Oh, well,
yeah, it was really nice.
congratulations,
Thank you.
Adam. That is really lovely. And, it's one thing to be making money, but it's another thing to be affecting other people's lives in a positive way, right?
Yeah.
Wow, they're very lucky to have you. So what is your why then? Why are you working so hard? What do you need the time for?
I'm a full-time dad to my beautiful little 7-year-old girl.
Yes.
She is adorable. She is absolutely everything to me. So creating that time is number one, and the only thing on my why list is just having that time. I don't regret it, but I do kind of miss those early days, those early years where I was working so hard. I was working offshore a lot of the time on boats, and now I've set myself up to not have to go to work. The income that I'm earning now is passive, bar the days that I spend on refurb and flip projects, but that's kind of up to me now, rather than grinding a 9 to 5 and working offshore for weeks on end for an income that's very, very achievable through property.
Yes.
Once you know how.
Once you know how. Exactly. I remember seeing your daughter in one of our Zooms, and she was so cute.
She has her moments.
Would she go into property? Is that something she's interested in?
Oh, she's very, very behind me on the whole property thing. I know she's only 7, but if you ask her, what does daddy do for work? She'll tell you that I build houses for people that aren't lucky enough to have a safe house to live in. And that's like that. Yeah. Pulls on the heartstrings.
Yeah.
So she can see what I'm trying to do. She backs me even at 7 years old. So it's great.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so are you buying all these houses? Are you partnering up with people?
Yeah. So the first 4 I did on my own. And then after joining the Academy, I was like, how is everyone scaling up their businesses? Like, I'm doing it one at a time now.
Yeah.
And everybody said, you just need to unlock that cash. So I started zoning in on kind of raising capital, looking at joint venturing with people, partnering up with others. And that has been another game changer for me. So Property 4 was a BRR, the one we just talked about. Property 5 was a JV with Ruben on the Academy. He's become a really, really close friend of mine now.
Yeah.
And we bought a flip together in Southampton. It is on Rightmove about a week ago, and we've already got 3 viewings booked in.
Wow.
One is as we speak now, filming this. So hopefully there'll be some good news after this podcast. But Ruben and I were going to buy that together. And then we decided, why are we paying for this? We don't need to be paying for this between us. We can raise this money. So I hit my Instagram account, which has had some good traction in the last 12 months.
Great.
And we managed to raise the purchase price for an investor at 12%.
Amazing.
And we decided we want to try and do our first project completely hands off. So we moved the whole project over to my builder and made it a completely passive flip project that we haven't paid for. So it was kind of the perfect scenario, basically. It went really well.
If I wanted to raise finance on my Instagram, what would I do?
Do you know what I found the best strategy is to not ask for finance? And I know that's a really weird thing to say. How do you raise finance without asking for it? But people don't want to be pitched, right?
Right.
They want to hear about what you're doing with other investors. And then in their mind, they're subconsciously thinking, well, that could be me. I could be that person. So I will go on Instagram and I will say, this is the property I'm buying. If you were to invest, this is what the numbers would be. These are the benefits for you. This is how it works for me. And talk about as if you were an investor. Talk about investors that you've got and investors that you are thinking of working with, so people can put themselves in that position. And I could do that.
So how much are you looking to raise for financing?
An endless amount of money.
An endless.
Okay. And I only say that because I've got such a good power team now, solicitors, builders, agents, off-market deals,
so good.
that I can take on so much more than I'm currently doing. And I know that, but the key for me is unlocking that finance. And a lot of it is raising finance. And I've got a good group of investors now, and I'm super, super grateful. But it's money from here for this project, money from here for this project. It's fantastic, it works, but it can get kind of a bit messy and complicated. So yeah, I'm still focused on raising finance, but unlocking that next level of investor, basically.
Right. And so when you have these investors calling you, do you have contracts or how does that all work? How do you structure it?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're raising finance, you have loan agreements. If you're buying it with their cash completely, they can have first charge. If not, they can have second charge. But it's slightly different if you're doing equity models. So that is what I'm focusing on at the moment. Raising cash is great, 10, 12%, it's fantastic. But actually it's a lot easier to find investors that want a bigger stake. So I've found investors now, and I'm working with investors now that want equity. So I will say, okay, well, you pay for this house, you pay for absolutely everything. I will do all the work. I'll find it, renovate it, manage it. I'll give you the exit strategies of social housing, and we will own everything 50-50.
And so you're finding investors that are going to basically put all the money in, you're going to do all the work, and then you split everything 50-50.
Yeah.
So what happens if they're like, we need to sell, and you're not ready to sell?
So that is all clauses that come into the first part of the contract. And if someone I didn't know phoned me this afternoon and said, right, well, I want to do a JV with you 50-50, let's start a company. You have to take it back a little bit, right? You want to work with the right people that have the same why as you, they have the same goals and everything. But yeah, things do crop up. Like, okay, well, my investor might need their cash back. So clauses like, I mean, an example, one of the houses I've just bought, we've got a clause that says if one of us wants out, we have to give 6 months notice to the other person to be able to either agree to selling it or buying the other partner out.
That's a good clause.
But a JV contract is a blank piece of paper. As cliche as it sounds, it is a blank piece of paper. You tell me what you want out this partnership. I'll tell you what I want. We work together to create this golden document that works for both of us. And then you've hit the ground running with all the T's crossed and I's dotted. So,
have you had any problems with JV partners?
No, not to date. Not to date.
That's great. So you're looking for project 7 and 8.
Yeah,
6,
so
7, 8.
Yeah, 4's finished, 5's finished on Rightmove. 6, I've just bought with an investor. It's a 50-50 equity model. And then going back to the yachting, I've got 2 super yacht captains, which were deckhands at the time when I met them 12 years ago, that are now captains working offshore abroad.
Yeah.
That now want some UK income passively because they're not there. They're driving ships around the world.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 captains that are now asking me to partner up, and yes, I'm finding 7 and 8 at the moment. So
yeah, it's all about who you know, right?
100%.
I remember one of the first mentor calls that I had. I'm like, I'm new to this country. All of my friends and family are in Canada. How do I find investors? And they're like, just open up your phone. It's okay if they're from anywhere else. And just every new person that you meet is somebody who could be an investor, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just, that's so cool.
And you probably already know your investors.
Yeah, right?
You probably already know them. You just don't realize that they're open to this idea unless you put it out there and tell everyone what you're doing. That's another key tip. Tell absolutely everyone. I'll tell the postman if he stops for 2 minutes.
So, and you're an inner circle group leader for Southampton.
Yes, I am.
How long have you been doing that since the beginning?
Since day one, yeah. I was approached by Aimer to start it. And we've been running it for best part of a year now. Yeah. And I'm not just saying this because I'm sitting in front of you and you run the inner circles, but that is my favorite day in my calendar. Apart from all my family things going on, obviously. Yeah. The Southampton Inner Circle is my favorite day of the month, every single month. I absolutely love it.
Oh, you're so sweet, Adam. You know what? I remember you sent me a message about a month or so ago, and you're like, I absolutely love this. And I told Samuel, I'm like, Adam Barker just sent me this message. He's like, oh, that's so nice, because we don't really know. Like, we feel like you guys are enjoying it, and because obviously you have to be enjoying it to be volunteering your time and your energy, and your knowledge. And but it's nice to get heartfelt messages like that from you. So thank you for that, Adam.
You're very welcome.
I don't know why I'm saying thank you. I should be thanking you, right?
So there's a two-way thing.
Thank you. No, we're really, really pleased with all of the inner circle group leaders and all of the new locations coming out. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah, scaling up big time.
Yeah. So after you finish growing your portfolio, what are you going to be doing? Like, what does 50-year-old Adam Barker look like?
Probably wrinkly and very brown from a lot of holidays, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I want to get to a stage where I can decide not to work for a week, or maybe it's a month, but having that option to do that is exactly what I'm after. It's giving myself the choice to work or not work, having the option to have time off with my little one, not be tied to anything at all, and have the choice for everything, not the kind of need for it, if you like.
Yeah. How many hours a week do you work right now on your businesses?
Good question. Well, now I'm in the phase, we've just finished the flat, obviously, and about to take on another 3-bed house in Southampton. So at the moment, not a lot, because I'm in a 2-week quiet phase, but I love being hands-on. So the minute I get those keys to the next house, I'll be there probably 4 or 5 days a week. A few hours a day. But that's because I want to. It's not because I need to. I've got a builder and I can project manage from home. I just love being hands-on and part of a project. So
Yeah. So the first few projects that you were part of, you were very hands-on.
Yeah, very.
So for
hands-on.
somebody like me who doesn't have the skill set that you have, how would I be able to excel in like the BRR flip world? Would those numbers still stack for me if I had to hire someone?
Yes, that is all about relationships, right? So find someone that has done it and does have those skills and partner up with them. You don't need to pay a builder to do your whole project for you. You just need to find someone to help you through that process. And if you phone me, I'll help you do that.
Will you? Will you come up to Cumbria?
Absolutely, yeah. I love seeing other people succeed in stuff they haven't done before.
Yeah.
So being part of the inner circle and someone says, I've just bought my first BRR, I've been following your Instagram page and I want to project manage it myself, then of course I'll help them through it 100%.
Well, I remember last year I was checking in with somebody in the academy and they said that they had just viewed, that you had just welcomed them in and you were doing like a house tour of one of your properties. What was that like? And how did you come up with that idea?
I think it was a start for the inner circle. I just wanted everybody to see
What you were
how
doing.
to do it. Yeah, and how to do it and what I was doing at the time, involved as many people as I could. So I just put it out there, would anyone like to come?
Yeah.
And it was the start of something great. So the first house tour was amazing. It was a lot of people turned up. We went to lunch afterwards. It was on a Sunday and the penny dropped. And I thought, why are we not doing this monthly? Like, this is a totally new thing. Like it's different to the inner circle because it's super casual. It's out doing house tours and then we go for Sunday lunch afterwards. And it was the Sunday Lunch Club was born from that. So
The Sunday Lunch Club.
Sunday
Do you
Lunch
still
Club.
do that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So last month we house toured Ruben's HMO that he's building at the moment, and then we all
Yeah.
went out for a Sunday roast afterwards.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And now Samuel, this is a thing. We hear about these things and then Samuel takes a page out of what he's hearing. And now he's doing
bus tour.
site visits,
Yeah,
the bus tour, and then site visits for everybody else
Yeah.
to go and view other people, Academy members, projects, which is just amazing to have that hands-on experience, right?
Yeah.
Just to see exactly what it looks like. And that it's so different than being in a classroom with, the whiteboard and the videos and everything and 300 people, and then you go home to your own personal lives. But to go physically and walk into your properties and see what you've done and the numbers and then
couldn't
hang
agree
out
more.
afterwards.
Yeah. That's
That
exactly
is so
right.
cool.
So sitting in a classroom works for some people.
Yeah.
For me, I need to go into a project and talk to the person that's doing it and learn from them physically. And I realised that a lot of people learn like that. So open the doors to everyone that wants to come and just talk everybody through what you're doing and why you're doing it, how you found your exit strategies, and then people can relate to projects they're looking at in the future.
Being from a large family, how many siblings do you have?
I'm one of 7.
One of 7.
Big family.
Oh my gosh.
And I love it. I love every part of it.
I think that, do you feel like that sort of contributed to the kind of man that you are now in terms of just being so supportive? Yeah.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, that's great.
Big networks, great connections, all about relationships.
Yeah.
I could build a big portfolio, right, of 50 houses on my own.
Yeah.
But why on earth would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that? I love
For the money?
Yeah, but
No?
I mean, money, great. It comes and goes, right?
It
But the
does.
relationships, they don't go.
Oh, the relationships are so much more important.
So much more important, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd much rather partner up with someone to do a house project than find a way and struggle to do it on my own.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather build huge, great connections with people and scale all together at the same time and watch everybody else win.
Yeah. And you organized a ski trip or something for a bunch of people?
Yeah, I mean, Maria did most of the work, to be honest. She was like the big sister on that trip. Yeah, we went skiing last...
Maria DeFonso?
Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
I love her
Yeah.
so much. She's a great person.
Yeah.
We went skiing, 5 or 6 of us from the academy.
That's so nice.
For a week in Val d'Isere. It was amazing. Hopefully it'll be an annual thing, so we need more people to jump on next year. But-
Well, I'm sure now after this, I'm sure
Yeah.
I remember when I told Elliot, because he's a skier, right?
So he was gutted. He really wanted to come, but he was
know.
flying back from somewhere and then he had a week's worth of training. So next year, Elliot, if you're watching.
Next year, exactly. Well, that's great. Well, what kind of advice do you have for somebody who's sort of starting off with no experience?
For someone that wants to get into property, my biggest tip would be find a way to do it. I think, find a way, work out your why. So I found it really helpful to work backwards. Why do you want to get into property? And dig really deep. So, okay, I want time freedom. Okay, why? Because I've got a 7-year-old. Okay, why was that important? Because they're only those young years once, right? You don't get those years back. So I want to spend every minute I can, give my little one the best life I can.
Oh.
Okay, why? Dig really deep. Find out your why and then work out the best strategy to get you there. So for me, it's BRRs, recycling cash, and then putting them on passive exit strategies like social housing. For me, that's like the most important thing.
So this flat with Ruben, what's that all about? Tell me more about that one.
So that came from a relationship with an agent, and it's off market. he kind of gate kept it for us. And that is, again, why your network is so important.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was offered to us at £75,000 in Southampton. It's a 1-bed flat.
Mm-hmm.
The refurb, we actually told the builder what our refurb quote was. So we said, can you do this for £10,000, yes or no? And he said, I'll make it work. Can you give me a contingency of £500? So we were pretty bang on with our estimate.
Great.
So 75 purchase, 10,000 refurb, and it's gone online at £130,000. So in the grand scheme of big numbers, that is not a huge project, but it has been completely passive for Ruben and I, and it has taken just over 4 weeks. So it will be a 35 grand payday on a 1 month project.
That sounds like a very lucrative deal, because Samuel was just showing us a property just like that he was completing on. So those are the bread and butter deals, man. Yeah, those are the no-brainers.
Especially because we didn't pay for it.
That's huge.
This was finance raised through my Instagram account, and then so it's passive and we haven't paid for it. It's a small deal. So, but everybody on the South Coast, especially a lot of the members in the Southampton Inner Circle, will say it's so hard to buy on the South Coast. They're so expensive. And that's the kind of view that everybody has about properties up north. Everyone says, it's easier for you because you're up north. Properties are cheaper. They are on the South Coast. You just have to know how to find them and how to unlock the key to finding them. And that's agents, off-market deals, relationships.
So how would I sort of maintain a relationship with an agent? What are the best ways? What would you suggest?
Contact. It's very easy to go in and say hi and introduce yourself and then fall off their radar for 12 months and then pop back in and see them. You need to be consistent. So popping in every 2 weeks if you can and just saying, hey, you don't want to be bugging people like, why haven't you given me a deal yet? But be nice, be friendly, offer to take them out, meet them for coffees, view properties. If you're viewing properties with an agent, it's not necessarily meaning that you need to buy it. I look at it as time with an agent.
Yeah.
So this is half an hour, 40 minutes with an agent that we're going to build a relationship. So when the next good property comes across their desk, they're going to go, oh, Adam was looking for that last month. I'll reach out to them, which is now what's happening. And yeah, I know we spoke about the Hoarder's house.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So yes, tell everybody about the Hoarder's house. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I felt like I'd done really well buying properties in Southampton, 3-bed houses. I've paid between 190 and 200 for a 3-bed house in Southampton. I had a phone call from an agent that I've been building a rapport with and relationship with. He phoned me and he said, I've got a house for you. And I was like, okay, well, that sounds wonderful because he knows what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, talk me through it. This is a Southampton football player, no names disclosed, but owns this house. He's owned it for 15 years. It's been let to a tenant who has been a hoarder for all of those years. He stopped paying rent. He was trashing the house. So the owner had him removed through Section 21 through court. Then the house was offered to me and I went and viewed it. And I mean, the pile of stuff was head height in every bedroom, the garden, the driveway. There's a speedboat in the driveway. There's a motorbike in the driveway. You can't get into the house without walking through bags of seed. They had 7 birds flying around, 4 dogs. It was Patricia, this place was absolutely horrendous when I viewed it. So I was like, okay, well, this fits my model. It's a 3-bed house. It's derelict. It needs a lot of work. It fits the strategy that I'm doing. And it was offered to me at £160,000, which is 30 to 40 grand less than I've been paying for all the others.
Okay.
It needs a lot of work. It needs probably 35, 40 grand spending on it. But this, again, will be another 300 grand house when it's finished. So going from 160 to 300 is a crazy deal. And that is purely from off-market agents offering me properties rather than me spending my whole day on Rightmove trying to find that unicorn deal that everybody's looking for on Rightmove.
Nurturing those relationships, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And they must really enjoy working with you because you're cool, you're easy, you know your numbers. It's yes, no, and you're ready to move.
Exactly. And that's what agents want.
Yeah.
They don't want any time wasters.
Yeah.
Like I don't want them to waste my time and they don't want me to waste theirs. So it works perfectly. They know what I'm looking for and I'll go and look at it and go, yeah, it works. You've hit the nail on the head. I'll buy it.
That's so good. So for the agents in your area, they should just reach out to you and say, I want to have a relationship with you. And because then they can just rely on you that way. Also, it takes away from all of the viewings and the listing and all of that in all of that influx of investment that they have to put in for each listing. They just call Adam Barker.
Yeah, and they know it's going to be a simple transaction for us all. So
no drama.
No dramas. That's what we want.
So what's next then in terms of properties? What kind of what are you going to scale up to look for? What are you looking for?
Well, I mean, I'm looking for 7 and 8 at the moment.
Yeah.
They will be more BRRs in Southampton, but I really, really want to scale up now and start doing land developments, new builds. So unlocking that next level investor is super important for me. This is how I scale up now is bigger projects, buying commercial to resis, land projects, new builds.
How do you find land projects?
Again, this is going to come through relationship. I know I keep coming back to it, but it's so important. So the agent that I am super close to in Southampton, they have their own land and development kind of department to their company.
Yeah.
And I've spent a lot of time with him now looking through commercial deals, land deals. He's offering me stuff probably once every 2 weeks at the moment. So yeah, I'm working alongside building that side of my business to unlocking that next level of cash. So hopefully they're going to come simultaneously. And
how much cash would you need? I guess I know you said as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
But like are you going to jump in really in the deep end, or are you going to start a little bit small with like a 4-house development? What are you envisioning?
I think finding somewhere where I can knock a house down and rebuild 4, or buy a commercial property that has residential opportunities above, like a derelict bank. We've got a lot of those on the South Coast. I know there's a lot of them around the UK where banks are closing and they're leaving a bank with 3 floors of offices above them. Like that would be a perfect project for me.
Okay.
And I mean, I've already got those opportunities on the table. It's just unlocking that next level of investor. So it's scale up time.
Scale up time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So what kind of return would you give to these investors? Like, would you do the 50-50 or the fixed return?
I mean, I'm open to both. I prefer relationship building and kind of partnerships. So I think a 50-50 equity model, it's not selfish for me. It works for me. It works for the investor. It's perfect for both of you. And again, if you start with a blank piece of paper and work out how it's going to work for them, how it's going to work for me, you've got a perfect opportunity right in front of you from a blank page. So
that's great. And you already have JV experience, right? Working with other investors, working with Ruben.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Great. Do you brand together with Ruben? Because you guys have your separate companies.
Yeah, so Ruben's doing his own thing. I'm doing my own thing. This opportunity came across the table and we just thought we have to grab this. So we used a 50-50 equity. We're both directors of a company. It's a SPV, so we'll use it specifically for this flat. If the flat sells and Ruben and I go, well, this worked perfectly. We love working with each other. Let's do it again. Then obviously we'll just roll it into the next project.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
Great, exciting. Are you going to buy a boat?
I'm actually not going to buy a boat because I found an even better model than buying a boat. Is joining the boat club on the South Coast, and you have access to 15 boats, unlimited use. You pay your annual fee. So yeah, doing stuff like that, my little one's going to be...
I need to move down south, don't I?
Everybody needs to live on the South Coast.
Well, thank you so much, Adam. If somebody wanted to reach out to you, how would they do that?
I mean, Instagram. My Instagram's been probably the biggest vehicle for me over the last 12 months. So I'm always on it. I'm always replying to everyone personally.
Yeah.
There's no robots on my Instagram. I'll reply to you personally. So yeah, it's just Adam Barker Property on Instagram.
Adam Barker Property. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Adam Barker Property.
Thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
Did you have a good time?
Had a lovely time.
Okay, great. Excellent. And so if somebody wanted to come see you, they can just reach out. You could give them your guest pass for your inner circle.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they can come down to your inner circles. I'm getting keys for the next project in about 2 weeks. So I'll open the doors again to everybody for a house tour. So
amazing.
Yeah, my Instagram.
That'd be so cool. Yeah. Great. Okay, wonderful. Well, if you enjoyed this, then send us some love. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that fun stuff. And we really appreciate your loyalty. I mean, this channel's been doing so well. So thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, Adam, for joining us.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Cheers.